I want to bring in now Dr. Carole Lieberman, forensic psychiatrist and expert witness. Doctor, I'm curious, I'm sure you heard and saw the news conference today from Wyoming. We're going to hope to get the doctor up here in a second. It sounds like, doctor, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, there you are. You just popped up. It's great to have you. I'm wondering, as a psychiatrist, what you thought when you heard manual strangulation and throttling. What does that say to you as a psychiatrist?
It says rage. It says Brian Laundrie fits the type. I wrote a book years ago called Bad Boys, Why We Love Them, How to Live with Them, and When to Leave Them. And I described a type called the Prince of Darkness. And that's the OJ type. At the time that I wrote it, he was the biggest bad boy, Prince of Darkness type. And there are a lot of similarities between Brian Laundrie and OJ. One, of course, is that we were mesmerized by the flight in the white Bronco, and we've been mesmerized trying to look for Brian Laundrie. But more significantly than that, these are men who are irrationally jealous. They want to isolate their woman. They are terrified of the woman abandoning them. And just like Nicole, on the night that OJ killed her, it was when he finally got the sense that she was going to leave him. And I think that what must have happened with Gabby is that on that day, night, whenever he throttled her, she had given him some kind of sense that there was some chance of her leaving him. For example, he didn't like, remember she said in Utah, she said that he didn't like her doing the vlog.
Right.
And that was her connection to the outside world. He didn't like that she was going to possibly have success with her vlog. Another thing is, this was after she had gone back into the restaurant, the Piglets restaurant,
right,
where he argued over the bill, and she went back and she was crying and she was apologizing for him. He wouldn't have liked that. That would have been a betrayal to him.
Right.
And then we don't know, of course, what happened the final night, the final day, what she did that made him finally think that she was going to abandon him, and he just flew into this rage.
What is your profile of him today? Is this the type of person who does this, who would kill himself, or do you think he's still alive and on the run?
I think that he hasn't killed himself yet. I think quite frankly, I think he's enjoying, to whatever extent he might be able to see what's going on in the world. Everybody's looking for him. He's enjoying that. But if we close in on him, if he sees that the FBI, the police are closing in on him, that is a time when he could well consider killing himself. His childhood was reflected in a lot of his Pinterest posts, in his dark Pinterest posts, right, things of headstones and skeletons and all kinds of things. He had what I call a house of horrors childhood.
There were many questions we had, Doctor, as we watched this news conference today. There were not as many answers as we had hoped to get. What did you learn?
Well, it was interesting that the coroner sort of inadvertently said domestic violence.
Right.
I don't know, he was trying to keep it so tight, just homicide and strangulation, not even manual strangulation. But I think it all fits together. It all fits to an abusive man, a perpetrator of domestic violence who finally reached his breaking point. He finally snapped. And it is so sad. The one thing I hope that her legacy is going to be for women to be very careful about these kinds of men who are incredibly possessive and irrationally jealous and are volatile and fly off the handle. And of course, it's so sad. We all look back now in hindsight about what happened in Utah, that if they would have only stopped it then. But when men are violent, pushing, shoving, it doesn't have to be a big show of violence, but it doesn't get better. Women need to know that is when they have to get out.
Carole Lieberman, forensic psychiatrist and expert witness, thank you for lending your voice to the program tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shocking video shows.